Lesson 2. Functions and Events. 1. Functions. Functions are reusable pieces of code that let you organize and simplify your code. Instead of repeating the same code multiple times, you can put it inside a function and call it whenever you need. For example, right here. Think of a function like a machine. You give it some inputs and it gives you an output. Or it might just perform an action without returning anything, like printing a message. How to define and call functions. In Lua, we define functions using the keyword local function. Here's how it works. We first define the function, giving it a name, greet for example. Then we call the function whenever you need it. This is calling the function. This is a simple function named greet. When we call it using greet, it prints hello, because as you can see inside this function, that's all we're doing, is running print hello. You can also pass parameters through functions, like here, for example. In this function, the function takes a parameter called player name. A parameter is like a placeholder that gets its value when the function is called. In this case, we called greetPlayer twice down here with two different names. Since I'm passing the name Joseph in this one, it will replace this player name with that. And so it'll print hello, Joseph, welcome to the game. And then down here, it'll print hello, Mariah, welcome to the game. Because this parameter is not a set value until you pass something to be that value. Parameters are the inputs to a function. Think of them like ingredients for a recipe. You pass these ingredients, aka values, to the function, and the function uses them to do something. Functions can also return a result, meaning they give something back after performing their task. Here is an example. This add function takes two parameters, a and b, and returns their sum. We then restore the result in the variable result right here. Return values make functions reusable. Instead of writing 5 plus 10 directly, you can call the add function with any two numbers. As you can see here, we're naming result, calling the function, passing in the two variables that we want, which is 5, so a equals 5, and b equals 10. Then it adds them because a plus b, and the sum will equal 15 because 5 plus 10 equals 15. And I can change this. I can change this to 20. So 20, a equals 20, b equals 10. And the sum would be 30. Advanced combining parameters and results. As you can see here, this function calculates score. We calculate a player's score based on kills and death. The function returns the final score, and we store it in player score. So as you can see here, the function, and it passes in two parameters. And what it does with each parameter is it multiplies kills by 10 minus deaths times 5. And then we store it into this variable called player score. So we pass in 15 for 15 kills and 3 for 3 deaths. So 15 times 10 is 150. 3 times 5 is 15. So 150 minus 15 equals 135. So it'll print player score is 135. Next are events. Events are triggers that run code when something happens in your game. For example, a door opens when a player clicks it, or a sound plays when a part is touched. Events are like alarms. When something happens, like a part being touched or a button being clicked, the event is triggered and it runs the code you've connected to it. We use this connect method to attach a function to an event. This tells Roblox what to do when the event is triggered. Here's an example using script.parent. If the script were in a part and the part was touched, it'll run this function, passing the parameter, which is hit. Hit is the part that touches it, so we print hit.name, the name of what touched it, and touched the part. So it'll print Zenith touched the part, for example. Next, we have mouse click. The mouse click event is triggered when a player clicks on a part with a click detector. The player parameter tells you who clicked it. So if I were to click a part with a click detector, it'll print Zenith clicked the part. Next is heartbeat. Heartbeat runs every frame, which is useful for things like animations or updating UI. The delta time parameter tells us how much time has passed since the last frame, as you can see here. Next, we can do connecting functions to events. So instead of up here, how we're passing a function directly into the connect, we could create a function outside of the connect and then pass that name. This allows for easier or cleaner and also reusable code. So I can reuse this function somewhere else rather than just having it only be in here. Now it's time for an activity.